Hey, welcome back. We're doing some real quick video. I just want to say my favorite players on each team in each division. So we're gonna knock out the Atlantic real quick, just because I think it's a quick, fun video. And we're in the first intermission of the Lightning versus the Red Wings game. It is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. This is not an April Fool's video though. So tune in. Going with the Boston Bruins real quick. So I'm looking at the list. And it's my favorite player on here, right? So I'm looking at, I would love Brad Marchand on my team, but again, it's not who I really want. My favorite players, it's got to be either Linus Ullmark or Swayman. Because they're just so adorable with their hugs and everything. I honestly just love it. Honestly, that was not very hockey culture of me, but they're freaking adorable. I love it. So move on to the Buffalo Sabres. Favorite player, and this is also someone who I would also want on the team. I was so jealous when the Buffalo Sabres got Rasmus Dahlin. So cool. I think he's just a great player. $11.5 million is a lot of money for a player of his caliber, or $11 million. But still, they're so lucky they got the first overall pick. I was so jealous that they ended up getting him. A great asset. He's going to be huge for the organization. He's going to be huge for not only the organization, but for the league. I think he's going to make huge strides, and he's going to lead the way of the new Swedish wave, to say the least. So, Red Wings. So the Red Wings are my favorite team. So it's more of like, what would I want on them? But my favorite player on the team, again, another defenseman. Crazy enough, Baby Seider, Moritz Seider. He's just, I think, in my opinion, I've said it since he started with the AHL. I said he's the next captain. I said this is going to be an Yzerman-Lidstrom situation where Yzerman's captain for so long, and Lidstrom was there the whole way. And the same thing's going to happen with Larkin and Seider. Larkin's going to be there for a long time, and then when Larkin retires at 35, Seider takes over at like 30 years old. To me, that just makes the most sense. I see it happening. Tell me if I'm wrong. Hit the comments. Let me know if I'm wrong. I just see it happening. I just think it's him. Maybe Raymond, but I just think Seider's just got the personality and the leadership just to be like, take care of it. So, Florida Panthers. Not very happy with the Florida Panthers right now, of course, because they're so gosh darn good, right? But if I had to pick one of my favorite players on here, God, I do not like any of these guys right now. I'm probably gonna go. I'd have to say Matthew Tkachuk. I think it's because I think he's a tough player. He plays a little gritty. Plays really gritty. Plays a little dirty. But I know if he was on my team that I cheer for, I would be so excited to have him. And I think he's good for the game. I think he brings a lot of skill, grit, like hard focus, great quote, great personality. I think he's so good for the game on the ice and as well outside, because if you don't realize it, it's so important to be good off the ice as well. He has a great quote. I think he was in People Magazine or GQ or one of those big magazines, and so people were taking interest in him outside of hockey, which is huge. Which, if you don't like Trevor Zegras, I don't care. He's good for the game. He brings flair. I want flair. I want a little pizzazz. I want my players to be in the news. I want to be culturally relevant, like LeBron James and like the NBA and like Tom Brady. Like, get these people. There are stars in the NHL. Let them be stars, and that's what Matthew Tkachuk is. So, moving on to the Montreal Canadiens, as they like to say in Quebec. Yeah, Quebec. Yeah. So, hey, Shoresy, right? So, looking at this list right now, you have, Nick Suzuki's great, Cole Caulfield, right? Yaroslav Slavkowski. There's a lot of good guys. My favorite player, and I know he's just a little bit grinder. Arbor Xhekaj. Come on. This guy is he's got so much force. Again, he got a great story being at Costco, and then suddenly you're working at Costco, and then suddenly, you're in the NHL. It's a crazy story. I love it. Again, good grit. Kind of has that Matt Rempe kind of feel to it, where like he needs to kind of get dialed in. But I think he's doing a really good job this time. And again, another D. I just love defensemen, I guess. So I'm not gonna say that other thing that I was going to say. Anyways, I think that's Arbor Xhekaj is a good one. Cole Caulfield, honorary mention. He's got a lot of personality as well. Short King, he's living it up with Marty St. Louis. I think he's a great great feel. I love that kid too. He's adorable. So, Ottawa Senators. Again, another team that I'm just kind of frustrated with. And you think, oh, because I picked Matthew Tkachuk, I want Brady Tkachuk as well. Again, a lot of personality. I think he's kind of getting stuck there a little bit to me. But I like Brady Tkachuk too. Of course, Matthew Joseph can't stand right now. That's personal because I'm a Red Wings fan. I actually really like. I think, to me, if I had to pick, I think it's gonna be. Gosh, I don't even know right now. I think I gotta go Timmy Stützle. I think he's good in the sense that you have a great German player. Germany is on the up and coming, and it is a disservice that they're not part of the Four Nations Cup. I understand that you can only have so many cup people, so many teams and this everything. But I think Germany was disgraced. I think they're such on the up and coming up. I mean, you're seeing players like Seider, you're seeing players like Stützle, you're seeing players like Draisaitl. I mean, and it's a shame that they're not going to be in this tournament. I think it's a disservice. He does dive a little bit. I will say he does dive a little bit, but I think he's got a very bright future if he can kind of get that around and just make sure you can kind of dial that in. He's a great player. A little bit down. I mean, he had a slower year to this year, but I think he's going to be a dynamic player. So, great pick. So, next on, Tampa Bay Lightning. Going to them. I mean, there's so many stars. You have Nikita Kucherov, Point, Stamkos. I mean, I love the Anthony Duclair pickup, right? Like, Brandon Hagel was a good one. Like, I mean, there's a ton of good players. I probably have to say the player that I like the most, that I'm most biased towards, I probably have to go. I mean, it's going to be either Sergachev or Vasilevsky. I don't know what I played goalie for lacrosse, and when I play hockey, I love playing winger. But to me, I don't know, goalies and defensemen, I think have the most personalities. And they're just not so focused on just I gotta do this deke and everything. They got a lot more fun to it. So I probably go Sergachev. I liked his post that he had when he got injured. Just a little bummed, right? Of course, Vasilevsky's always a good quote too. He got a slow start this year, but I mean, of course, how can you not? I mean, he's the Russian. He's practically the Russian machine, right? I think that's a great pick. I mean, either or. Honestly, what would you choose between Sergachev and Vasilevsky? Who would you choose? Put it in the comments. Appreciate it. Love you guys. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stick with Sergachev. Again, another defenseman. Big. I like him. I don't know. Some of these Russians are hilarious, dude. So, move on to the last one. Get my mouse going. The Toronto Maple Leafs. So, last one in the Atlantic Division. Again, we're gonna do all three divisions. Okay, so. So I'm gonna go non-traditional here. I do watch a lot of Steve Dangle podcasts, so there's a little bit of bias that I listen to here, right? So you like Joseph Woll if you're a goalie, right? If you're looking at some of the defensemen, right? I like Liljegren a lot. I think he's underrated in my opinion. Simone Benoit just got that nice little extension. You can always go Austin Matthews, John Tavares. I don't know what it is. I just feel it. And it's going to be the unpopular opinion. I really like Mitch Marner. I think he's got a 1,000-mile smile. I think he's got so much skill. I think he's underrated. I think he's a great shooter too. I'm a big pass first guy. A guy that can pass. Everyone likes a shooter. Everyone likes Austin Matthews. 60 goals. By the way, still amazing. I think it's only like 6 guys have done 60 goals multiple times. Or maybe 9 guys. It's such a rare thing, and everyone likes Matthews, and I totally get that. I just think Marner just seems like a good dude. Maybe a little. If you might think he's whiny, I don't think so. I think he's great. I think he's a great personality. I would love for the Red Wings to pick him up, or any team that I cheer for. Dallas can't afford him. I'd love for San Jose to pick him up. San Jose tried to go get Tavares. They offered him more. I think offered him $12 million to come to San Jose. He chose Toronto for $11 million instead. So him, Marner, or Nylander. I mean, Nylander's got so much swag. That's sweet swag, baby. So either any of them are just so great. I think they're great. But anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, because I have my opinions on who I think are great in the Atlantic. But hey, I'm not always right? But let me know in the comments. Hit like, subscribe. It makes a huge difference for creators like me. And I'll catch you later. Love you.